Welcome back to Perfumery Log, and today we are making a Mediterranean perfume. Mediterranean perfumes are some of the oldest men's colognes that exist and are the reason we call them cologne in the first place. In 1709, an Italian diplomat named Giovanni Farina got homesick for Cologne, Italy, while being a diplomat in Cologne, Germany, and he made a concoction of lemon and orange on the top, petitgrain, rosemary, and thyme and sage in the mid to make the very first cologne, the cologne that we call 1709 Farina now. Shortly thereafter, 4711 came in the 1790s, and it was built on a very similar formula. And so Mediterranean perfumes take us right back to the root of perfumery. Mediterranean colognes are a very broad genre of perfumery, so you can dress them up in a wide variety of ways and they still work. If you wanted to be arch-traditionally Italian about it, you might use, say, lemon from Sicily as your top, bridge it to a lemon petitgrain and lavender mid that then bridges down to cooking sage, red thyme, and of course rosemary. If you wanted to make a designer cologne out of it, you would say use bergamot, reduce the amount of lavender, and use clary sage as your sage, and then use white thyme and some other mix of spices. Now you have a wide choice of bases. Mediterranean perfumes don't have a single universal base. I personally am using cedar and moss, which is not unusual, but vetiver is a very common base in this genre of perfumery. There's a fair amount of sandalwood in this genre of perfumery. There is also a whole subgenre of pairing lavender with vanilla, where you get things like Jean-Paul Gaultier's La Male. So you don't have to follow my particular recipe. You can dress up your own Mediterranean cologne any way you want. I personally am going to be doing a California Mediterranean cologne by using white sage paired with hyssop, which is commonly growing with it, because hyssop is commonly grown in the garden next to rosemary because they attract the same sorts of insects, but hyssop kills those insects. So it's very good to grow hyssop next to your rosemary in the garden, and so those two smells go really well together, and they are commonly gardened together. So that's kind of my signature there, and then I'm going to add coriander and cilantro in the top because cilantro is a very California cuisine thing to add to your perfume. So check out my blending. So this one jumped the line because the whole time I was visiting California, I was thinking about how California has a Mediterranean climate and how Mediterranean-like California is. And since I'm going to need a perfume that works in high heat anyway, I let this jump the line because Vegas is going to be very hot this year. So I need 2 grams of cedar wood. That's 0.6, 0.9, 1.0, 1.4, 1.5, 2.0. Now, unlike a lot of other genres of perfumery, Mediterranean perfumes are not really defined by their base note. So I am using a base note that I happen to personally like, which is cedar, because I know cedar goes really good with white sage, and cedar is not really that strange. Cedar and moss is not really that strange a base for a perfume to have, especially in the Mediterranean genre. So this gets my virgin dose of Evernow, because I tried to get some real cedar, and unfortunately the real moss is just not available right now. So I'm going to have to figure out how to open. This is my first time ever using Evernow. I'm going to need my spoon. .05, 0.1, 0.12, 0.15, 0.17, 0.20, 0.23. That'll be good enough, I think. Supposedly the oak moss will act as a fixative and help some of the other more top-notey things last. So now it's not going to dissolve in the cedar oil, so I'm going to put a little bit, 10% vanilla in here to act as a fixative and smoothing agent. Now we're back on the map. Let's see, we need hyssop. 0.2 gram of hyssop overall, which means 2 grams of hyssop, 10%. Half a gram. 1.05. 1.54, 1.88, 2.0. This stuff has such a distinctive minty, fresh smell, and one of the longest lasting freshnesses you can get in perfumery. Okay, hyssop. Now let's see, white sage. We're going to need 0.4 of a gram of white sage. .42, that'll do. Up my white thyme. My dentist would not be happy about that. I go to Joe Rogan's dentist, by the way. One of the weird things about living in Vegas is that celebrity dentists that all the Hollywood people go to, like all the MMA guys and the boxers and stuff, is just your regular day-to-day dentist here, and that's who I most recently went to. Okay, so 0.4 of a gram of thyme. 0.2, 0.3, 0.4. Good. Sage, thyme. Oh. Where are you, rosemary? Liberty Naturals always wraps the necks of their stuff so that it won't leak in transit. And I've never had essential oils leak in transit before, but given how much they cost, I really don't blame them for wanting that. Okay, so 0.8 of a gram of rosemary. 0.6, 0.75, 0.81. Good enough. The computer warned me that the rosemary needed to be good and strong for this because it could easily be overwhelmed by the combination of white sage and hyssop, and particularly with cilantro in the equation. So just a couple drops of this. My cheap crappy scale can't even measure that small. So it's and the coriander is going to be 0.2 of a gram. Yep, right on time. And we get some of our petitgrain. Now, traditionally they use orange petitgrain in this, but I happen to have lime leaf for my Guy perfume. And lime leaf is a kind of petitgrain, so we'll see if this works. .6. Good. So now we got our lime leaf, our coriander, and our cilantro. Where is the lavender? This needs 2 grams of lavender to make it nice and there's 0.8, 1, 1.5, 1.7, 2 grams of Bulgarian lavender. Now we're going to need our top note. And traditionally the top note on a Mediterranean perfume is whatever kind of lemon, orange, bergamot, mandarin combination you want. So I'm going with 0.8 of a gram of lemon. And look at this beautiful color with the lemon. It's 0.4, 0.6, 0.8. And the lemon will make it bright and shiny, and of course they grow lemons in California. Then going to put 0.4 of a gram of bitter orange, because the bitter orange will make it pithy. That's 0.2, 0.3, 5. The bitter orange will give it a pith and a realism that just plain sweet orange, which would be more California, would. And then I'm going to include a little bit of lemongrass to help extend that lemon. And I just got embrettolite and I need to try it out in something. So the computer told me that 0.2 grams of embrettolite as an exalting agent would improve the siege of this formula. So let's find out if Google is right. This is 50%, so 0.4 grams of this, that's 0.3. 0.4 should be exactly what's required to give this perfume some lift and diffusion. And so let's spin it around here. And what I'm noticing is that the result is very aromatic. That I should have crushed up the chunks of Evernote, because most of them are just sitting as rocks at the bottom of my thing. But I will put this in a bottle in the fridge. And let this macerate a little while. That's 10 grams of stuff. And we will see how this is after it's macerated. According to my math, this should be somewhere in the high eau de toilette range. Roughly 12 to 15% concentration. But feel free to do the math and prove me wrong on that. I call this one California Mediterranean. And it's probably going to be my go-to summer freshie for a while. Stay tuned to Perfumery Log to see how I did.